Hello, Bucks fans. This is Real Bucks Talk back again with another video. And today I want to talk about the Buccaneers and some options in the first round, specifically wide receiver and potentially Xavier Worthy out of Texas. This was a topic on our live stream. If you guys caught that on Monday, we talked about Xavier Worthy being mentioned as a potential option at pick 26. I think, obviously receiver has been, mocked to the Buccaneers over the last couple of months. Various mock drafts, whether it be NFL.com from Daniel Jeremiah or just, Pro Football Focus or even other outlets have mocked receivers to the Buccaneers. And Xavier Worthy has been mentioned recently, specifically in Mel Kiper's mock draft and also Pro Football Focus NFL podcasts. It was mentioned. So just want to go over that and really dive into it and see if it's a legit option and if it would make sense. But you look at Xavier Worthy here, again, smaller in stature, 5'11, only 165 pounds, not very big hands or arm length, but you see what he did. He's known for beating the 40-yard dash record, lightning quick, really good speed. And he doesn't play just fast on the field. I mean, he can get downfield and make plays with his speed, but he's quick in space. He can make things happen with, yards after the catch, make people miss. So he's a dynamic receiver. And, from a fit standpoint, I think he would be a really good weapon in Liam Cohen's offense, with the usage of being able to run a lot of crossing routes, short, intermediate, deep, being able to stretch the field for others, open things up for Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and also challenge Trey Palmer to, become potentially better. And it just gives you four solid options to throw the football to. So, I mean, and again, looking at his numbers, again, he put up really good stats, throughout his tenure at Texas, over 60 catches each year. Last year, he had 75 receptions, always averaging close to, 15 yards per catch. He had 12 touchdowns his first season, then nine, and then five following that. So a lot of touchdown production, and a lot of playmaking, opportunities that he presented. So I think from that standpoint, again, a playmaker on your hands. And then you look at his athletic testing here, a 9.39 RAS score, which correlates with what the Buccaneers have been doing over the last several drafts with their first round picks, picking a guy with at least a 9 or better in that category. You see the 1.44 10-yard split, obviously 40-inch vertical. So super explosive. And I think he would be definitely a intriguing option to add. Now, the only way I see the Buccaneers doing something like this with receiver for the first pick is if you don't have the interior offensive lineman of your choice that you would prefer at 26, or there's not a great pass rusher within reach or available. And I could see the Buccaneers going receiver. Um, another option would be cornerback, but I could see where you take a receiver because you look at the depth chart. Again, Mike Evans back for another 2 years. Then you have Chris Godwin, who is on his contract year. So you are looking, for a replacement potentially. Doesn't mean Chris Godwin won't be back after this season. So, and then after that, you have Trey Palmer and not much else after that. Devin Tompkins has been, kind of up and down, but and then Raheem Jarrett, same thing. You want to bring somebody in to challenge those guys, and obviously Xavier Worthy, I think, would do that with his play. Here's the write up from Mel Kiper's mock draft. He talks about it. How can they improve? And he says a third wideout to take the top off the defense. Um, and he just talks about the speed and electric ability with the ball in Worthy's hands could really help out Baker Mayfield and company. I think probably Mel doesn't realize that they kind of have that in Trey Palmer. I think Trey definitely could become something more than he was last year. And that's what you hope for with this selection. If you do go this way, you push him to another level, but you also make your team better with the selection. So, I mean, it's intriguing, no doubt. I think he would be a great fit for the offense and be able to spread the field and get Mike and Chris better options and matchups. But let's listen to what PFF had to say on their podcast and their reasoning as well.
I'm going to pitch you a wide receiver for the Bucs. See how you feel. We got Texas wide receiver 1 off the board.
Oh,
What about Texas wide receiver 2, the newly minted fastest man to ever run at the NFL Combine, Xavier Worthy?
Xavier Worthy.
Now, this is not because he ran 4.21. That doesn't hurt. But it is not because of that. I actually think Xavier Worthy I think he's better than people are giving him credit for. There's a lot of Stephon Diggs to Xavier Worthy's game, and apparently it's Stephon Diggs with 4.2 speed. So I think this fits complementary wise.
You think Stephon Diggs to his game?
I think there's a lot of Stephon Diggs to his game. Now you put him with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's still there.
So he should be your wide receiver 4.
And Trey Palmer. We'll get to that. I feel like that's a really nice receiving core for Baker to work with.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I love fast guys. I love the speed. I like that as a compliment. I don't think it's redundant to Trey Palmer, Trey Palmer was, for a guy that had a 53 grade last year, was impressive. He had some big plays. And every time he woke up mad, he scored a touchdown.
He did.
Which is something to lean into. But he pushed that to wide receiver 4, and it's even more valuable. So I don't hate that as a concept.
And I'm less scared now. So one of the elements of this is he ran 4.21, but he weighed 165 pounds at 5'11". Like, he's smaller than he was listed, along with everybody else in the known world, once they actually get measured at the combine. But I'm less scared about that than I've ever been, because guys like Tank Dell, like, if you don't need them to be the X, it's fine. It's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. And that was pretty good reasoning by Pro Football Focus there. Just talking about how the game has really changed where, yeah, you wouldn't need Xavier Worthy, to play the X spot as far as receiver. That belongs to Mike Evans. You can move Worthy around to play different positions, whether it's flanker or in the slot, and do different things within your offense. So I like it. I think it would definitely be intriguing. It probably wouldn't be our first option as far as real Bucks talk goes. We're hoping the team can find a way to get one of those edges in the first round, or potentially a very good starting offensive lineman to plug in at guard or center potentially. But we'll just have to see how it plays out. And again, you can't go wrong with adding more speed to your team, more speed to your offense, and playmaking ability, making it much easier on your quarterback in Baker Mayfield. So, with that said, I mean, it could be a very potential option for the Buccaneers to definitely look into and consider, which I think they probably are at this time as they continue to go through their draft meetings and get everything narrowed and organized for that coming first round night. So, yeah, let us know what you guys think of this. Do you think Xavier Worthy or any other receiver could be a potential option in the first round? Is that something that they should target, or is it something they should wait on because of the depth of this class at receiver, where you could probably get one on day 2 for sure, definitely day 3? Does that kind of saturate this idea as far as that goes? Let us know what you think. Hit that like button and comment down below your thoughts. And with that said, until the next one.